Alright, well, we're finally beginning after some issues. But go ahead. Todd, introduce us to episode 52.
Let's do it. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Virtuous, sexy, muscle ripped. It's just the news. Attractive. It's going to go on for a while. Wonderful. Greased. And newsy. Welcome to this special conference briefing with me, Chester Decker. I can confirm with you today that I, Chester Decker, slayer of women, destroyer of worlds, arena champion, have slain the God King.
Did you say slayer of women?
In this auspicious day, it is important to note that me, that is myself, have done this selfless act with no possible hope for personal gain or subsequent book deals. It was an epic, tragic battle, and I have freed you from your obvious tyranny. I shall now take questions from the citizens of the Empire. The questions shall be read by the Shard of Port Phobos. Thank you, Chester. This one is from Phyllis in Mokhul City. How do you truly know the God King is dead? Good question. Thank you. Firstly, thank you, good Phyllis. Of course, the stingy level-up hoarding powers that govern this world sometimes like to pull a fast one. So in order to watch out for the God King's presence in the Empire, I have established an alert system. Green, or lemon and herb to some, will mean that I have truly vanquished the God King. And you are safe, thanks to my efforts. Red, or piri-piri hot, will mean that his return is imminent, and it was merely the Emperor's dog dressed as the God King, as I feared. Thank you, Chester. Is it true that Elseth doesn't have a soul? Yes, next question. Good. One final question, Chester. This one from Grildar Iron Blood. I didn't know we took questions from gangsters. If I may, Chester, how do you know the threat of Xerxil, the violent psychopath, is contained? Sadly, I can confirm that it is not. Sweet, monstrous Xerxil is currently on his way to Mokhul City with me in tow, in search of his human masturbation wizard. If you look at this graph, it states that 56% of the population would rather wrap their lips around the God King's dusty throbbing pipe than hold a simple conversation with a young lizard witch. Oh dear. And I fear for anyone who may cross his sociopath. But the world is righted, and we know for sure the God King is dead, and the threat of Xerxil is contained. I beg you to stay alert! This is Chester Decker, slayer of God Kings. I bid you adieu. Oh, sorry, I'll break down on that one again.
Oh my god, that was brilliant! Well played!
I literally died at God King's throbbing whatever it was.
You said pike?
What was it? 50% of the population said they would rather wrap their lips around the God King's dusty throbbing pipe than hold a simple conversation with a young lizard witch.
This does open up the question, though, whether the God King still had a penis or not.
That is true. Oh my god.
Yes. You fucking corpsed yourself.
He does have like 10 sons. You know that, right? Like, Grildar's friends with one of them.
So does he still have a penis?
I don't think Grilda is friends with anyone.
That's very true. It's very fucking true. But does anyone actually want to do a catch-up?
I think that one served its purpose.
Yeah, I mean, it did serve its purpose.
I think that's about what happened, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Alright, fair enough. I don't mind just running with that, as long as you guys are fine with it.
Like, real question is Curtis fine with that, or does he need an additional catch-up?
I'm probably going to need an additional one, but I'll fill in the gaps.
I really want wine, to the point where I really want to go get wine.
This is delicious wine, even though it's very cheap wine that was overpriced.
Alright, so I will go ahead then. So we finished the first part of the session after defeating the God King, Chester getting the final strike in with a heat metal spell. You were then, in the aftermath, Zephyr shut down, and the Asgardian super weapon was shot, and you guys were damaged by it, but on the outskirts of its initial blast radius. Zephyr was shut down, and you guys were forced to negotiate with Yellow Scale. And once Xerxil had negotiated with Yellow Scale, you were all allowed into his tribe, fed, and given a place to stay and sleep, while you recovered 2 speeders, well 4, I believe, 2 for the ship itself, and 2 for the Lizard Folk clan. And you guys stayed the night after Elzaph had searched the desert and found Frank and Makrar's kids in the Seer Guard, as well as seeing Uthman and Cloud walking through the desert in the opposite direction. After spending the night, Grildar and Elzaph spent most of that night actually fixing up Zephyr, and Xerxil was like, I can't stay here, I'm leaving. So Xerxil rode south on a lizard, heading to Mokhul City. And the rest of you headed north, picked up Gwandia and Lantix, and headed southward, catching up with Xerxil. But not before Xerxil was attacked by vampire assassins who attempted to take his life, but he managed to fight his way free. Yep, and
awful fanfic.
And Grildar arrived just in time and to notice him. But as you guys sailed away, a flock of bats, a swarm of bats, passed over the ship and dropped a bloody sack onto the ship deck, upon which Lantix lifted out Zashida's head. And we ended the session there. So that was the catch-up. So currently, you guys... What was that?
Was it, though? Was that really the catch-up? Or was it Chester Decker News?
Chester Decker News.
Okay,
He's branching out. He's gone from novels to television star.
Yes. Okay, so guys, you currently are southeast of the Jade Jackal Tower, somewhat just above the R. Here. On the east side of the river. And it's nighttime. We're talking like maybe 10 p.m.
Okay, that's nesting time.
Mm-hmm.
Fucked up 5 vampires. Time to nest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so currently on deck, you have, NPC-wise, you have Frank, Gwandia, and Lantix. Lantix, obviously, half NPC, still controlled by Rocket. But those are, and obviously the 4 Seer Guard. And Mimu and Fixer. So, I hand the steering wheel over to all of you.
So what was that all about?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, they were clearly after you. What happened?
Oh. I thought we discussed this 2 minutes ago, but maybe not. Well, they came to kill me.
Well, yes, I mean, that part was obvious, but... Do you know who sent them?
Don't know, maybe God King.
I see, they seem pretty familiar, and they've been sent after me before.
Oh, hold on. Xerxil, remember. I think it's Old Man from Port Phobos. He don't like Xerxil.
It's the understatement of the century. Right. So... Okay. You see Grill just thinking pensively for a moment whether or not he wants to push this further. And he's like, leave be.
Fair enough.
Enough problems to worry about.
Has Xerxil gone nest now? Face saw.
Well, we can travel along for quite a bit further while I maneuver the ship if you want. We're heading that way anyway. It'll be faster for you.
Yeah, Xerxil come. But go nest. Inside.
Sure.
Okay, so
Is there
oh, Karen, sorry.
enough provisions and things to feed the giant lizard?
Not particularly, but you fully well know, because you saw it on the way down here, that Gwandia can create food, and he has done.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
However, Gwandia does come up and go, well, this event has changed everything somewhat. I do believe, friends, darlings, and Master Zerxel, I'm going to be leaving now. I was taking it easy on the way here, but I do believe teleportation is the way for me. I'm not accustomed to this.
Understandable.
And I don't want to be seen entering the city with known rebels. No offense.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you would be so kind to deliver my goods to my shop at some point within the next week, there will be a healthy reward in it for you all. Because, you know, at the bottom of the deck, you've got all of his equipment and stuff. Lantix, and he goes, would you care to come with me?
I think that would probably be for the best, as long as you all don't mind being the mules, so to speak, and bringing the cargo. I assume that's a yes.
Fear not, good Lantix. I shall mule for you.
Brilliant. And as my esteemed colleague said, there'll be some gold in it for you, of course.
Don't worry. But of course, gold is always handy. They called me the Packer back in my college days.
What?
Well, were you educated, Master Decker?
Only the finest of esteemed university somewhere. But adieu, sweet Lantix. Be ashamed to lose you, and not the other one.
Well, you'll find us again in Mokhul City, I'm sure.
I wish to visit the university, as it were. Perhaps I will see you there.
Perhaps indeed.
That does put an interesting question. I'll just turn back to the group and ignore his farewell, sadly. How are we entering the city? Are we entering under the dusk of night? Deeply stealthy? Or are we boldly raising our banner and alerting to the world that we have slain the God King? I have slain the God King.
Yeah, I feel like the latter is probably suicide.
Right then. By the cover of night it is. Stealthy. They called me the Nightwing back in high school.
What high school did you attend, Master Decker?
Somewhere in some Rothsworth.
You seem to have quite a development in names as well as you went through.
Yes. From Nightwing to the Packer to the Mighty Fudge. That was a lot.
It doesn't strike me as if the Mighty Fudge is a desirable nickname.
Okay.
Of course. Anyway, right you are. Let us set sail and feel the breeze amongst our feet.
Alright, so I have a question for Grildar. Grildar, knowing the lay of the land, so to speak, around Mokhul, how would you go about travelling to Mokhul in a rather inconspicuous giant floating ship? Currently you're in the Jade Lands, and there's several provinces around Mokhul.
Yeah. Let me try and think the map layout of the city and which side to come in from. Probably try and come in from wilderness. So rather than like following the road, like there's a road not too far south of here. But probably better to cross down further south through Johari and then head east, unless I know a reason why that's not true.
Okay, no. Alright, so Johari, being a rather swamp-like area, is not highly populated. However, the north of Johari is highly populated with small villages and towns. Passing that will be slower than taking the road, obviously, because you've got to go through swampland, wetlands. Because it's not shown on the map, but Johari is filled with millions of tributaries and small streams that snake their way through towards the Yellow River, which is the one that you can see heading south from the Kato Hills. Yeah, so it'll be slower going, probably about 3-day journey. Add an extra half a day on if you take it that way.
Yeah, I'll confirm and see if Zerxel knows anything about the terrain and the best way to navigate it.
Not by ship. Zaxel just walked last time. Came up past Jahan.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we go south a bit and go towards Awani and cut through the middle of Awani and Jahan maybe and go along coast is okay. Don't know though.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was suggesting. Let's
I
do that
think
then.
mostly swampland down south, so not
Mhm.
many people go.
Yeah, not too many black dragons living there or anything of the sort.
Zaxel not see any, no.
Alright.
Is that the course you wish to take?
Yeah, I think so, unless anyone objects.
As long
That
as
is a quick
everything that
take.
I've just made up is correct, yes.
Alright, so the night goes without a hitch after that, and as the sun begins to rise, you guys are passing into Jahari. You've already passed over a bridge across part of a stream on the road. It was quite deserted late at night. But I'm assuming, Grilda, you're navigating, so I would like, first of all, a perception check from you, and then a d12. And anyone else who wants to join in, do anything on the ship as it's traveling, just let me know. This is...
Also, it's just working on the speeder the whole time like a robot.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll
Can I
help
find a... Sorry.
Rildar navigate, because this is my homeland, like down south of Jahari, so...
I will give you that, so you can give him advantage if you wish.
Holy bad
14.
rolls.
Moly.
And a d12. So what was that, Chester?
I was just going to say, for the first time ever, I'm probably going to open up the scrolls and have a little look at both of them together. Start trying to piece together as much as the puzzle as I can.
Okay, yeah, okay. So can you do me a favour and make an Arcana check?
Give me 2 seconds. Oh, Arcana's poop.
You got Jack of all trades. You know, it's just, why would anyone ever doubt you? You fucking
Jesus
always...
Christ.
Doesn't matter if you're not proficient, you will roll well, I know you. Alright, so
It's
yeah,
so
you managed
ridiculous.
to piece the two scrolls together, and it's the bottom piece which comes up in a pyramid-like shape, all ripped and torn. And then the right side, which is quite large and tall. And as you piece it together, it roughly goes together, and you can see the runes, and immediately open up your notepad and begin deciphering them and writing them down, just in case, obviously, so you can. And the runes that you currently wrote down of the first and second piece that you collected take up, like, throughout that entire day, it takes up about 20 pages in your notebook.
Well, bugger me frothy. Gonna get me some. I'll just keep going.
Yeah, that takes you basically most of the day. Grildar, as you're travelling through the northern part of Jahari, and you begin descending into the lowlands, and there's a splash sound as Zephyr kind
Sorry.
of... What was that?
When you say the better part of the day, does that mean the night has passed, we've rested?
I did say that, yep. I did say everyone
Right.
gets their long rest, and we're on to the next day.
I missed that.
That's alright.
Thank you.
No problem. Alright, so, and as the Zephyr falls into these lowlands, Grildar, you keeping an eye out, and some of the Seer Guard as well. You come across the usual creatures that you'd see in the swamp, and with your perception check, at one point, something large parts the trees to the west and retreats from your wake.
What sort of size?
Well, the trees here are some 25 foot tall. Some of them are low mangrove, but it's hidden beneath that, but knocks the trees over as it runs. You can't quite get a good glimpse of it. You see like green scales, maybe black scales, but that's it.
Jester? No, he's here, so it's not him being a T-Rex. So.
No. But it doesn't look interested in you. It looks like it like retreated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the most of that day goes pretty much uneventful after that. Other than the Seer Guard having to fend off an anaconda that happens to fall on the deck as you pass through a tree, nothing much happens. And Mimu and Fixer spend most of their time trying to convince their dad that they are his daughters.
Leave me alone, you furry little rat.
That makes Fixer cry a little bit, but then she turns and looks at Chester and goes, "If he keeps up like that, I'm going to stab him."
He would have faced worse things before. Perhaps a good rogering will allow him to remember.
What?
Yeah, rogering was probably the wrong word to use there. Perhaps a good blading. Good knifing, not rogering.
She just goes, "You're weird."
We've gone from friends to weird. Excellent.
Okay.
Anyway, happy knifing to your father who doesn't remember who you are. Sad.
Elzef, by the end of the day, you've probably fixed most of one speeder.
Well, the other one was already fixed up.
Yeah, this one took a little bit longer. Alright, on to the next day. Grildar, can you do me the same again? Perception check with advantage and another d12.
That's a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
That might not be.
No, you're lucky because it's actually 11 and 12 that I do stuff, isn't it? Not.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. So Grillot, nearing the afternoon of the second day's journey, you're passing southeast along the Yellow River, heading towards the coast. When you smell something on the air, burning. You know that smell. You've smelt it when you laid siege to Phoebo. That smell of desperation and war on the air. And the rest of you, with your, like, an hour or so later, notice there is a fine layer of white smoke kind of travelling this way on the wind.
From which direction?
It's a westerly wind, so it comes from the east.
Right.
Are you going to go?
Well, I'm sure that's going to be trouble, but what else can we do? We need to head that way.
Are you heading south onto the coast, or are you heading east across the river?
Yeah, we don't really want to be, like, I'll draw where I think we should turn, roughly.
Okay.
So I was imagining it was going something like that.
Okay, so you're crossing the Yellow River.
Yeah, and then heading further south to not get in the way of too many villages and things, and then once we're past that more densely populated area in the north, then start turning east.
Alright, so you guys have crossed this before. Well, most of you, except Xerxel and Elzif, weren't there at the time. You crossed it in the northwest part, where when you first left Mokhul to go to that monolith, you took a boat by the boatman who ended up betraying you. But you ended up, that's the same river that you're on. The wide, very shallow river with the cattails that surround the side, and well known for its population of crocodiles. And Zephyr fits nicely into the river and then slides along. And as you get to this point and you cross the river here, the next part of the day is ending. Is there anything anyone else would have liked to have done on that day? Elzef, I'm assuming you would just finish the speeder.
Yeah, just do finishing touches on the speeder.
Alright.
A little signature.
It's the same as the previous speeder. You had to take out the flamer to get it to work.
I mean, we have Xerxel, so there's not really any requirement for additional fire.
Okay. Alright. Macro, what did you want? Anything you wanted to do on that day?
No, not really. I'm just helping out on the ship best I can. Not much I can do.
Alright. And Xerxel?
No, not really.
Chester.
No, nothing from me.
All right, so the day goes, the evening descends, and Zephyr begins basically ploughing through the fertile paddies of Jahari's eastern province on the other side of the river. And in the distance, you begin to see Mokhul. Kind of, you know, the way it twinkles on the horizon. However, most of you notice it twinkles more than usual.
How far do we reckon we've got left to go, by the way?
About 15 miles.
So, a day, less than a day.
Oh, much, yeah. Like, if you carry on travelling through the night, you can get there in about 2 hours. 2-3 hours. It depends, because Grildar has to rest occasionally, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, is the plan to...
Gwilda,
Hmm.
Zux'a been thinking about what Jester saying, stealth and stuff. Zux'a can do good disguise. Maybe we should do it.
Yes, I need to find somewhere to actually leave Zephyr, I suppose.
Can't help with Zephyr, but can help with us.
Mm-hmm.
But once you found a place, then we can talk.
Yeah, I was considering that we might want to find somewhere a little bit safer, actually, as we get closer to Mokhul, along the coast. Leave Zephyr there and find a different boat.
Zux'a can help you find somewhere. It's just southwest of Mokhul is where Zux'll from.
Mm-hmm.
Zux'll know good spots.
Yeah, so how about we park Zephyr there and leave her with a skeleton crew, then try and see if we can find another way, either by foot or just a different boat to get into the city. I'm not sure what's best yet.
Zux'll know good place in swamp.
Alright.
I did not know you were a necromancer, Master Ironblood.
What do you mean?
Well, you are going to leave Zephyr with a skeleton crew. Are you not going to conjure it?
It is a manner of speaking, Elseth. It means minimum crew required to man the vessel.
That is highly disappointing.
Alright. Not engaging.
I guess Zux'a will help Grildar.
Yeah, we'll navigate to
locate the
some
right
spot.
places
Yeah.
and stuff.
Alright, yeah, so you make a survival check with advantage. That's all.
Me or Grildar?
Either or.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll just do the navigating. You tell me where to go. So. I'm quite sure yours is better, I assume.
I have no idea. It's a +4.
It is, then.
I'm proficient, but I have no wisdom.
Yeah.
The
Sure.
tribal lizard
Who
has
was
no
rolling, sorry?
proficiency in survival.
You are.
Okay. Thank God for
Luck.
advantage.
Yep. So with an 18, you managed to steer Grildar to a point that you remember staying at on your way to Mokhul, Zerxil, when you were on the way to the Bloody Oranges, where like the day literally before that battle that you joined in, and it's a nice lowland spot with cliffs on either side, down into like a small cave. It's not a large cave system, and it's got a dead tree that had fallen over and creates a large kind of netting above the crater. And it's probably about 80 foot long and about 30 foot wide. So, and it dips about 30 feet. So the mast of the Zephyr would be poking out, but amongst the trees, it might just look like a branch or something like that. It might fit in. And as you navigate in, at the bottom, you notice that there is a large kind of amount of pallid yellow bones littering the base of this kind of like sinkhole. It's got a cave at one end.
Well, that looks a bit ominous, but a good hiding spot. Should go and make sure that this cave is empty.
Don't think it is. Not many people come here. It's probably why. But it is good spot.
Well, let me rephrase then. Shall we go and see what's in the cave and whether we think it will harm the ship while it's here? If it
Can
doesn't
do.
harm the ship, then that's fine.
Okay, so I'm assuming you get off of the Zephyr then.
Yeah.
Alright. And
I want to come along. Well, thanks, guys.
Isabella, one of the Seer Guards, says, I will come with you.
Zuxo, could you come as well? You know the train better than me.
Yeah, Zux'll come.
Alright.
So Isabella, Zerxil, and Grildar climb climb off of the ship and splash into the kind of swamp water beneath. And Isabella kind of like with her foot toes some of the bones out of the way, and she says, kneels down, picks one up, holds it up, seems to be the hip bone or something, and then puts it down and then goes, I do believe these are animals. And she continues using, you can see her, like, something happens to her eyes. Grildar, you notice they turn kind of almost cat slit-like as she reaches the shade. And knowing that she's a wood elf, you know that she'd have some sort of range of druidic powers or whatever. But she moves around, hand along the side, and then kind of like licks the dirt. The earth here is filled with blood.
See, I told you it's a good way to find out about stuff. I'm glad someone else does it.
Yes, well, let's see what else we can find. I'll start making my way over to the cave entrance.
Okay.
Carefully looking around, trying to take in all the details that we have, just to make sure there's nothing dangerous up ahead.
And while we do that, I'm going to quickly see what Todd put. My computer has crashed. I'm going to give it 5 or so minutes. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me just sort out this. Put Rocket in the DM slot. I might just leave him there.
I am the master.
Yeah, okay, so as you approach Makra, you see symbols around the cave entrance.
I haven't fucking left that boat.
Oh, sorry. Grildar. Derek. You know what it was? I was moving Curtis on the layout at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, in Grildar, you see these runes, these symbols around the cave entrance, carved in by hand.
Are they runes in a language, or is it more
Primordial kind of,
or
primordial kind of like tribal runes, and they don't mean anything to you. But as you approach, the cave is rather shallow. Like, it doesn't go in that far, maybe 20 feet at most. And the light shining betwixt the boughs above you does light the moonlight, does kind of light up the entrance of this cave. And immediately, you see Isabella use her night vision, look in. Obviously, you can see as well. And she says, I don't hear anything. Both of you can see like a mound of something in the far end of the cave.
Has Zerx any idea what that might be?
Do I have any ideas?
Currently, no. It's a little bit difficult to see.
What about from previous knowledge and stuff? Local knowledge?
I mean, you
I
looks
must
like
have a reasonable idea of what roams around these lands.
creatures do roam around these lands, but cave-dwelling creatures make a survival check.
Nice. 23.
23. So close to the swamp, it could be, well, the size of it, like maybe a Hydra corpse, a Chimera. It could be Gorgon. It's quite a large corpse.
Could be a few things in these parts, not sure. Maybe Hydra. Chimera.
Well, that sounds problematic if it wants to attack the ship. Well, only one thing for it, I guess. Do you want me to do the honors?
What's honor?
Well, shooting it. In this
Oh,
case.
okay.
Yeah, and I'll try and sneak up to. Well, I am already within 60 feet, I assume, of the cave.
Yeah. It isn't that deep.
And
You're
then,
within about 45 feet.
Ready? And I'll force start it.
Alright, thumps into the heavy corpse or whatever this is, and dust just bursts out, and then you hear the cracking of bones. Sorry, it rolls. And at that moment, you notice that The floor is also littered with arrowheads, broken shafts, a bent longsword in one part of the corner. And whatever
And
this
nothing else
is,
happens?
well, no, whatever this is shows obvious wear and tear as if it was killed.
Okay. Well, here goes nothing, and I'll walk up to it.
Alright, so it's got an obvious serpentine look to it the moment you get closer. Isabella follows
Mhm.
closely behind with her short sword drawn. And it's, I'd say, a medium dragon corpse.
Which color?
Oh, it's got front-facing horns, hollow eye sockets, a long snout. This was a black dragon.
Well, that's problematic.
Why? I thought you wanted dead.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'd definitely prefer it over a live one in a way, but well, a former member of our group, which you may recall, made some enemies of black dragons, and if there's a black dragon dead here, then well, there's a good chance that the black dragon that we're no longer on friendly terms with knows where this lair is. Generally, dragons do know where all their kin's lairs are and try and stay out of each other's ways, but that doesn't mean that she might not look in if she hasn't seen it in a while. Well, I guess there's nothing for it. I didn't really see anything else that was suitable on the way here. How big is this cave and how much of Zephyr can I fit in?
Zephyr will only fit the front quarter of the ship in at most in this cave. But like I said, behind you, you're in a crater of sorts, like a sinkhole. With like
Yeah, I got that, but I figured I would just park it halfway in the garage, you know?
Yeah, sure, if you want. Yeah, no problem.
You can just give it a bit more cover.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so by the time you guys have finished this, it's probably about 1 a.m. Half moon is out, and it's becoming chilly for people from Neria. It's become chilly for the people that are native to this empire, this land, because it's becoming late summer at this moment. So at night, the land kind of drops to maybe 5 degrees to 10.
Alright. Well, time for bed.
Alright, so you're waiting till the morning to go into Mokhul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So everyone rests. And it's a shame that Todd can't get on.
That is a shame.
Alright, and with the morning sun, brings you all fully rested and prepared. You're not disturbed throughout the night, except maybe Makral snoring.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, in the morning, I make some preparations and get ready to head out. Probably should leave the Seer Guard with Mumu and Fix here.
Okay.
It has worked so well the last time we left the Seer Guard in the place.
Does anyone mind if I give up the opportunity to use Zephyr for a while?
No, it's okay.
Alright.
Might be safer staying here for a while.
Well, yes, but what I mean is... Oh, never mind. I'll talk to the Seer Guards and ask one of them to attune to Zephyr.
Isabella says, I will do the duty.
Very well, and I'll introduce Zephyr a bit and how she works and what she likes and doesn't like, and the other way around. And then
Isabella smile says to you, I am 900 years old, Grilla. I have sailed on a living wood ship before, but I have never been attuned to one. This will be an experience.
very good. And with that, I think that's really all the preparation the Griller is going to do. Right, so Xerxil, you know best way to get here, to get from here to Moko, and try and keep in mind that we're not all fantastic swimmers.
Yeah. Only 2 swamps to cross. It's not too bad. You could do it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But Zerxil try to find the best route for you.
Okay.
Good.
Alright, so Xerxil, you can make another survival check with advantage, obviously, because you're being helped by everyone else.
2 in a row.
Perfect. Alright, so not only do you lead them through the swamp, but you lead them through the safest part of the swamp. There's actually kind of nature walks around that area where you follow bamboo bridges and paths, and you pass through ancient ruins that you passed through last time that are completely safe. And before some of you stumble into a bog, you manage to stop people, move them round. By the time they get through the first one, it was quite good. It was 2 hours journey, and everyone comes out not only kind of not dirty, they're not exhausted, but halfway through you find a wild goodberry plant and everyone is fully fed.
All right.
The second swamp you lead them down is the one closest to Mokhul, and this is well known for people from Mokhul hunting in this area, especially for snakes and lizards for food. And as you exit this swamp on the other side, this one being relatively safe because of how well traversed it is, you come up onto a cliff edge, have to follow some man-made stairs up the side of this cliff face, which leads up or out of the bog itself. And the air itself gets less humid, less wet, and more dry, and the area begins to heat up. And as you climb up to this height, and you remember that this kind of descends down towards Mokhul, and in the distance, Mokhul should be 8 miles distant, not that far at all. Grildar, you kind of, as Xerxil climbs up to the top, Xerxil doesn't take much notice of it, because he's not, you'll see why in a second, but you do notice it, but you don't really say much. But Grildar, you see it. About 500 ships out to sea, forming a massive crescent-like line around Mokhul Bay. And they're
Alright, and what do they seem to be doing?
blockading. There seems to be a Bretonnian blockade about 2 or 3 miles out of Mokhul, and there are a lot of them. A lot of Bretonnian ships.
Okay.
You can also see streams of lines of people leaving Mokhul from the west side, because that's the side that's not walled at all. That's the side that kind of city expanded over many years, and they never built walls that way. You see the people leaving Mokhul in nice thin streams.
Okay.
Hey,
what do I know about the Bretonnians?
You have one with you, who's just happened to join the call. You know that because of what happened, that yes, Bretonnia and Mokhul declared war with one another. You didn't expect Bretonnia to appear within 6 weeks, but they have been well known for their tactics of teleporting ships.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that should ease things a little bit. Pretty sure we can sneak in at least without being noticed too much, unless he's full-time scrying on us.
What have I
I
missed?
imagine the checks at the gate will be more difficult to get through.
You reckon so? I reckon it's chaos now, and everyone's trying to escape. I don't think they're going to pay too much attention to someone coming the other way.
The outer city folks are escaping. The inner city is going to be barricaded.
Well, yes, but we don't need to get into the inner city straight away.
Where do you intend to go, Master Ironblood?
Well, eventually I want to check out what happened to the estate, but I'm sure it's being watched, so that's for later concern. Well, one of the primary reasons we hurried here is, of course, to help Xerxil find Anna, so I think that'll be the first order of business. We'll take it from there once we know what the situation's like.
Okay, so Chester, just so you know, because you weren't here, what the group have found as they've exited this bog and left the Zephyr behind is that Mokhul is currently being blockaded from the sea by the Bretonnian navy.
Ah, the mightiest.
No, he literally is the mightiest of Midgard. You're right.
Incredible. Royal Bretonians!
The Atlantean Navy isn't stronger.
No,
What a sight for sore eyes, gentlemen. Some culture. Get out your notebooks and prepare to learn some good old-fashioned naval stratagems.
Elsef gets out a notebook and
Good.
please,
Excellent.
please, Master Decker.
Ready the long nines. We shall join the noble blockade.
We left the boat, Master Decker. This would have been useful advice before we left the boat.
Do you know what? It just happens. Every now and then I just can't see for a good 10 minutes or so, and it's ridiculous. It's so disorientating. Anyway, onward. I shall follow you.
okay. What's the plan here,
Gilda,
guys?
Chester, Zaxil has plan.
Ah, of course, sweet Zaxville. What is it? I shall follow it to the letter.
That's good, because we need you. See, Chester, we used to come here to Mokhul to trade sometimes. We trade with one person in particular. Well, not him, but I know him. He works at the Spice Guild. He's an important person.
Right, and who, pray tell, is that?
Sorry, I just got Alexa to play the Spice Girls somehow. I have no idea how that happened.
Incredible.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, sure. I have no idea how that happened.
It was definitely next up
The
on his
voice
shuffle.
activation. Brilliant. Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so, you can do good talk, right?
Ah,
So, I do disguise, you and us. You be him, because he's important. They let him in, right?
right,
You can
yes.
do it.
Just give me the character profile, and I shall do my best. Which is to say, I shall become him in every way and facet.
Well, Zaxil know his name. Salim Bakin.
Right, and is the place we're going, do they know this
He's the
Salim?
guild master for spice merchants.
Right. I shall go and become the character.
What you think, Gilda? Okay?
Yeah, let's give it a go. I think this time probably they might be on the lookout for a few specific things, and I think that's probably not one of them.
So the blockade will let through a trader when they're blockading a city. Give me a second on this.
No, the blockade is just the boat.
The
We're not
blockade
coming
is
by
the-
boat. We're coming by land.
Righto, again, sorry, gonna reference my blind spot, even though you did tell me. Right.
There is some visible signs of damage along the coast and Shiredale and the Bay of Spears. Like, you can see where you are, like, there's been fires. There's, like, plumes of white smoke from old fires down near the common docks. That's probably what you smelt on the air last night.
So I'm going to cast Seeming, honestly.
Ooh, fancy. Okay.
Well, they will look like fancy merchants, and Chester will look like Salim Bakin.
Ah, man.
Oh, you're
That's
actually
really
making
good.
Chester look like
Yeah.
Salim.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right.
You know what? That was actually quite a useful move there. Sweet Zexel. And I'm sure not a terrifying little psychopath.
Okay, so you begin to, I'm assuming, approach the western side of the city. Okay. So as you approach the western side of the city, you head into the most westernmost part of the city called Bakul. At Bakul, they've set up regular, what look like roadblocks with the Hound Guard. The first one you approach, you see there are 5 Hound Guard and a Jehalti, an actual Blood Knight. And as you approach, the Blood Knight's cloak is wrapped in the colours of gold and red. He has the house symbol of House Tourette, the bull horns on his cloak. Tourette.
Oh.
As in bull.
Fucking
Alright, so Grildar, you know the House Tourette are led by Kazmut, one of the God King's latest wives, married to him only 40 years ago. She's a strong, bull-headed Goliath who's never bore him any children for obvious reasons, and she's well known for adoption. Like, she adopts a lot of Blood Knights into her family, and she's got the most jealousy in her house because of it. But as you approach, all of you but except Xerxil and Elzef begin to recognize him. Looks like he got a promotions in the last 2 months. It's Captain Amon. Now, Jehalty Amon. But he seems to be ordering people through and out and checking people that come in. Yes, of course, you can go. And he lets through what look like a family of 4 carrying baskets. And he says, keep the license papers. You'll not be allowed back in. Go. And then as you guys approach, the hound guards that are serving him step forward with their spears and their wicker shields and stand in the way. And then he goes, oh, one moment, walks over, looks you all up and down. Oh, Salim. Bows his head slightly in reverence. And you can see he's, all of you who knew him from Boyance, he's sporting a new scar.
It's Amon, yeah?
This is Captain Amon, the one that helped you after the battle.
Sacre bleu! Is that Amon I see?
He's sporting a new scar, like I was saying, like a claw mark across one side of his cheek that seems to have poorly healed. And he goes, Salim?
It has been too long, my friend.
What has happened to your voice?
You see, I've been traveling for quite some time, and I spent some time at Dinier in the Million Islands. And now I picked up some of their dialect, you see. But it's good to see you, friend. Good to see you.
Can you make a deception check?
Of course I can. Why don't you write us down on that bit of papier there, and we'll go straight through.
This could not be worse.
I've got to reload my character sheet. Does seeming give me advantage, surely?
You get advantage because you're pretending to be someone else.
Yeah, of course. Do I get double advantage?
No, there's no such thing. But Salim goes, that is very strange there, sir. I did guard detail for you not 2 weeks ago.
I remember. You are just a captain then. Someone doing good for themselves, are they not, mon ami?
He looks at you, up and down. Yes, I didn't realize you were out on business. Apologies, sir. Please, go on through.
Thank you. And remember, you can always come to my estate if you feel the need.
As you're walking off with everyone looking like professional traders, you hear his voice as you're about 10 feet away from the. He goes, "Hey, can you just wait there 1 moment?" I've gone into your fucking accent, for fuck's sake. And he walks up to the group, and he's eyeing like Elzef up and down, and looking at all of you.
Is Elzef even disguised? Does Elzef need to be disguised?
No,
I mean, we're all teaming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's merchanty.
But he's like,
Please, more. I've got some really air in my wagons. I need to get to the market quickly.
Okay. You see, he looks very, very suspicious. You've been gone for 2 weeks, then.
Something like that. I lose track of time.
You have not heard?
And what, good sir?
The God King. He's dead.
Sacre magie. Who could do such a heinous act?
How well do I know Amon?
Well, you knew that he was the guy that believed you when you told him all of that crazy stuff about, and as well as believed Gwyndif about Lady Rumage being a dragon, about the vampires. He was the one who said he was going to take up your case personally. He was the nicest. Remember, we explained him as the most lawful, goodest paladin ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all you really knew of him.
One of the good guys. Yeah.
Well, the problem is that good guys sometimes are a little bit too good, and they object to you rebelling. So I don't know how he feels currently because he's obviously still in service of the city, at least.
Well, there's one thing. Remember when you did leave the Battle of Bloody Oranges? His patrol boat came across you first, and he let you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a while since, though, so...
You guessed that the Revenants are the ones that gave him that nasty claw mark.
Yeah, I'll listen for a little bit longer before revealing that it's me.
Yeah, he then says, Salim, the God King was in the open council, and he burst into snow. Not 5 days ago.
That is truly awful. I heard it was the mighty Chester Dekier that destroyed him in battle.
And then that definitely makes him look you up and down. He just goes, Salim,
it was a carrier pigeon.
I did not know anything about this defeat of the God King. All we know is that he is dead because the
simulacrum... Sorry to give you such harsh news. Please, my son, don't get hysterical. Calm down, calm down. I only bring you tidings from what I've heard on the road. It was Chester Dekier and his band of intrepid rebels, not as important as him, of course. And I read this on the carrier Pichon, the daily carrier.
Is that so?
It is true, every word.
Okay, let me finish, so that you are updated. That was his simulacrum, and he exploded into snow. Therefore, his real body was killed somewhere.
Right, you are. You are, good Amor.
So, just in case you don't understand, Chester, you did kill the real one, and the simulacrum in the council meeting exploded into snow in front of 100 noblemen in open council.
Yeah, that's why Chester just said, "Oh fuck," as loud as he could.
yeah. And
it looks like I get false information, fake news, you know. I'm so sad to hear about his strange malady that he got in court one day.
And at that point, I really want to check Amon's reaction.
Yeah. You can see that he's, you know it, the classic military symbol. He's put his hand up behind his, and he's doing something with his hands, and someone of the Hound Guard has, grabbed the cloak of his partner, and they're both moving down towards him. He was obviously doing hand symbols behind his neck.
Mm-hmm.
And then Captain Amon says, "Oh, Salim, please stay a moment. We'll have to update you further, of course, on all the goings-on in the city.
Of course, good sir.
We escort you to the Spicers Guild."
Nothing will please me more, good Amor.
A smile creeps across his face, and you see that the smile on his left side ends when it hits the scar, like he's got nerve damage or something.
Inside Chester's head is, I would like to see the Spice Guild get past the 28 fucking deception roll. They're going to be sucking his dick by the end of the night.
There's only so much a deception roll can do.
I know.
You're not going to French accent yourself.
Okay, so as you are walking along, talking, and he's escorting you with 2 guards either side, he says, "Yes, ever since the God King has died, his son, the Hakat, has taken to rule."
And how is the new reign under the Hakat?
Well, he has taken his half-brothers, Omar and Lukman, as advisors.
Thank you, Amon. Very, very interesting. Entourage, can you take my spices somewhere to my own personal warehouse while I accompany Amon to the Spices Guild? Thank you. I'll meet you there later.
He says, No. We'll escort you straight to the guild.
Amon, you are too kind, but my entourage, they are important in things elsewhere, and my time is very, very busy. You know I grease your pockets every now and then, if I need to. Of course, generous donation, not a bribe in any way. I would not get mixed up in all that nonsense here.
The most lawful good paladin, and you talk about bribing him.
No, he's saying a donation to the guard. Gentlemen, off you go, scatter. I will meet you later.
And he puts his hand to the Hound Guard. You two stay. Salim, I can't rightfully let you travel on your own through the city on this dangerous time.
I will remain with you. I have nothing to hide, sweet Amon, but my entourage must go. They have time, they have things to do, I've got commitments. They must go. I will stay with you, and I will be accountable for my actions.
They can go, and he points towards the rest of the group, but I'll stay with
Excellent.
you.
I shall meet you later. Good day, entourage. Deliver my spices and such. Shoo.
Sexy leaves.
Yep.
Perfect.
That's what I was hoping they would do, to be fair.
Okay.
Elthar just looks really puzzled and then just walks away.
Yeah, okay, and then he goes, he says, Salim, yes, so Omar and Lukman are his advisors, and he has given Lady Greenridge a prominent position. By the sounds of it, he plans to marry her.
Well, that's a turning for the
She is way too old for him.
I mean, that is obviously an interesting political movement. But if it is love, then I commend him.
Well, with what your friend was telling me, the Gwendeth,
Chester doesn't remember.
yeah,
Who is that?
the dwarf, the dwarf lady with a bow.
Never heard of her. She sounds obsessed and disgusting.
Okay. I know what you're doing here. You could have just revealed yourself to me in the beginning.
Have my entourage gone?
Yeah.
Very well.
What
Can
are
I
you
remove
doing?
ceiling by myself?
Sorry, what was that? No, you can't, can you? Basically, it's at Xerxil's whim. He just...
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, you should have just revealed yourself.
Well, what do you expect us to do?
Chester,
You know,
your disguise was stupid.
why was it stupid? It's got you away from that gate, innit? We trust you, we don't trust anyone else.
Well, you should have come straight to me. Where's Grildar? Which one was Grildar? If he was there.
No offence, Amon, but I'm not willing to tell you that yet. I trust you, I don't trust the people you report to, and I know that you're a goody little fucking two-shoes.
I report to Grost.
Yeah, do I trust Grost? No, I don't know who the fuck Grost is.
Ugh, Chester, your... the Ironblood estate is pretty safe still.
What, even now?
Even now, his older sister, Gildar's older sister, has been given position again. She didn't rebel. The God King wanted, Gildar to fall back into line. He kept giving him chances and chances.
Look, how dangerous is it for us here at the moment? Political kind of status? Where are we at?
Well, with the God King dead, there's chaos. You are not an inactive search.
That is music to my sweet, sweet ears. So you're going to let me go, right?
I have nothing against you. You did what you had to do.
Look, just so I can, level the playing field here. It wasn't my idea. It was a crazy little lizard that I roll with. But anyway, how about this? I'll keep you in touch. You keep in touch with me. We kind of, we feed info back and forth as and when we need it. We won't cause any trouble while we're here.
I have a question before you go.
Very well. I'll answer it if I know.
About 10 days ago, the walls were assaulted by about 300 lizard folk for no reason. Who was that? And was that you?
I mean, we might have been there, yeah, but I don't think it was us, per se.
Okay. It's just strange, because they were led by some Gorgon. We believe they might have been the rebels at Port Phobos, and I hear in reports that you were there.
Why did they attack alone?
Yeah, that's interesting. We were there, yeah, but I'd have to run this one past my compatriots. You see, I generally just spend to mess up intricate plans, and they're the ones that seem to deal with the most important things. I'll tell you what, can I get back to you on that question? I can give you some more detail then.
I have duty today, but at night, the Bretonnian blockade fires. It doesn't get this far in the city. How about we all meet tonight in the Knife and Hound? I'll rent a room.
If I can find my entourage, I don't know where I fucking sent them. But yeah, I'll meet you there.
Stay out of trouble. Do not go anywhere near the Moonlit Shield, okay? Or the House of Answers.
Trust me. I would rather wrap my lips around the God King's dusty cock. So yeah.
So good.
Ugh, I bloody screamed again. Ugh.
What? Did he crash, but actually we hear him crash?
Yeah.
Like
think so.
he didn't think that we heard him crash, and he actually. Okay, so the rest of you, did you stick together?
Yep,
That depends on where people
I
are.
guess.
Elsef just went like one block down and then just started standing emotionless, still in the street eating a sandwich. Nothing further has been discussed.
Okay, so the city itself, all of you realise, is less populated than it was when you were last here. A lot of people are leaving to move inland, obviously, with the Bretonians literally knocking at the doors. Doesn't look like there's any evidence of an attack, so to speak, but there is evidence of a bombardment around the shore. And Indalai Valley seems rather untouched.
Okay, that's good.
Right. House of Answers.
straight there, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so if Zerx wants to go there, then I think Zerx will go there and go and check out the estate.
Okay. Alright, so Zerx, you head along to the House of Answers, which is quite a little bit further than the Indalai Valley, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so Grildar heads to the Ironblood estate. Macra?
I'll probably go with Grillos, to be fair. He's not got really immediate.
You're very quiet, Cutters.
Oh, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, sorry, it was only because he was facing away. I don't... Yep, no, okay, so you head along with him. And let me get up my extensive NPC list. So, NPCs. Alright, so as you approach the Ironblood estate, there is a couple of dwarvish guards outside, as usual. However, you don't recognise them, Grildar. They do stop you from entering the moment you walk near, because you don't look like Grildar, obviously. And one of them is like, "What do you want?"
Who could I speak to here? I need to speak to a member of the family. Trade business.
They elbow each other, and the other one goes, "Another Lazria fan, eh? She ain't accepting guests."
Well, anyone would do currently.
Alright, give me a second. And then he comes with Randall, tall elvish servant, with his long cloak wrapped around his arms, and as he looks up, you can see that he's missing an eye now. There's like a patch across it, and he's got scars across his face. He walks slightly with like he drags his foot along the floor. How may I help you?
Well, I have business to discuss, and I was hoping to speak to one of the family. Do you speak for them?
I do on occasion.
Or could we perhaps sit somewhere and discuss? I have a proposal for the family that I think they'd be most interested in.
He looks at Macral, obviously not Macral, and then looks at you. Sniffs the air, then a smile creeps across his face. He says, "Come on in." And then turns around and walks away. And
sniffing up.
then and then kind of like drags his foot across the floor towards one of the stone benches on the side, and the guards go back to their duty. And as you take a seat, he says, "Please, master, take a seat." And he looks towards Macral and goes, "I'm assuming you are he? You still smell the same?"
Yeah.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to make too much of a fuss getting in here. Thank you, Randall.
He looks it up and down and says, "It's a good illusion. However, I don't think it covers Macral's scent."
Yeah, there's been attempts.
I had a
Verbal
sandbath.
solutions. Just, yeah.
What was that? Both of you. So we'll start with Macral. What did you say?
I had a sandbath the other day, but we walked through a swamp. It was an issue.
You smell less of swamp and more of bugbear.
Got out there.
I'm glad you're back, Master Gilda. It's been some time.
Yes, it has, and quite a lot's happened from what I hear.
Yes.
Well, I'll just quickly update him on the situation.
Yeah, he listens.
Probably best not to let all the guards know that we're back. The less they know, the better for now.
Of course.
Um,
Subtlety was my middle name.
And then every now and then I'll just do some merchant talking between like, no, that's outrageous. Surely you can't be suggesting those prices. And then just resume normal conversation. We'll probably come back at some point soon. Could you gauge how everyone feels about that and whether or not we should come in under guise of night or here, on the
Of
estate?
course. Let me tell you one thing. Jandel has spent most of these 2 months preparing the Ironblood family to leave. She was going to move to Ket. Relocate. The blockade has only further increased her need to leave. She was invited to open council. She declined.
Yes, I believe things are changing, but I don't object at all to relocation. After all, I think political struggles here are nowhere near their end, and they'll continue for some time with the outfall of it perhaps being quite heavy still.
Just to update you on some goings on, Lazaria's leg has finally healed. She is walking.
Glad to hear that.
And Anrin has begun her journey into being a wizard.
I see. And how's Lazaria's spirits these days? Does she feel terribly betrayed?
May I be
Not by
frank?
me, of course.
May I be frank?
Yeah.
She's an alcoholic.
I see. Do you know what caused it?
Probably your parents' death.
Well, yes, but we've all experienced that. Not all of us started drinking heavily.
I, for one, was punished for what I did for you. The House of Answers is a cruel, cruel prison.
Yes, I can see that. I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not. I do apologize for what happened to you, though. I'm sorry for that, at least.
I chose to fight.
I know, but
Yeah,
when
if
been
you-
given a chance not to need to fight, that would have been better.
If you remember, he killed 2 Inquisitors.
Oh, yeah.
He got off easy, didn't he?
Yeah, they couldn't prove it though, could they? So torture, and he didn't confess, so...
Mm-hmm. Is Lazarian somewhere?
He nods.
And
Right.
not willing to accept any guests, I assume that includes anyone in the house, yes?
Well, Jandel is entertaining a guest. And Lazaria is drinking in the dining room. I have no clue where Adrin is.
Whom is she entertaining? Jandal, that is.
His one eye blinks at you. I would say a friend. No more needs to be discussed.
Very well. I thought you meant entertaining as in dining.
It could be some sort of dining. Raises one eyebrow.
It's just chuckle and thank you. Could you make up some excuse as to why we need to go inside for a while for the guards? I'd rather
Yeah.
keep them in the dark for now.
He walks up to the guards, just whispers to them. They nod.
All right. Well, while we're here, Makra, perhaps do have another shower or a bath.
Yeah, like it's big enough. Yeah, it's a big enough mansion that both of you aren't really noticed. Like as you go about, like you go into your own room and no one even notices. Macro, you just grab some food, no one even notices you doing it. All right, so
Right, I'll go and see Lazarus.
Alright, okay. So she head up to Lazarus. We'll go to Elzif. Elzif, what are you doing?
Elzif is still standing right there, waiting to be picked up.
When you say waiting to be picked up,
Yeah.
Just for someone to explain what the plan is, because the second Chester started speaking with a French accent, Elsa just completely lost the plot.
Alright, so you just basically stand on this, like, crossroads, just waiting.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And then we go over to Chester. Chester, where are you going?
Sorry if I sound a bit grim. Once I have lost Amon, the first place I was probably going to head to was straight to the Ironblood estate.
Okay, yep, fair enough.
If I notice Elzeth waiting in the road, I will hail her, but if I don't see her, then fair enough.
For the sake of role-playing reasons, you do see Elzef just sitting there eating a sandwich, just looking at people walking past.
You there? Soulless one.
You're mistaken, Master Decker. I have half of a soul. I am not soulless.
Ah, very well. 0.5. We have job to do. Come on.
Master Decker, what happened?
You see, well, after some mastery in acting by me, we have gained license in this city. Free reign, despite being rebels.
You are saying you were effective?
Ah, yes. Well, you see, every now and then it takes a little bit of voice work, a little bit of physicality, and I'm a master at both.
You're constantly changing my perception about yourself and people in general, Master Decker.
I do with most. Anyway, to the Ironblood estate.
Alright, and around that time, Zerxel, you reached the Hippodrome and the Grand Obelisk.
trying to stick us on the Mokhul map.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm on it, but I forgot to move you to
How
it.
rude, how rude.
Yep, that is rude of me. Okay, so you reach the Grand Obelisk, the Hippodrome, and the Marketplace. The Marketplace is quite dead. Not a lot of people. However, there is a lot of military presence here. Along the south here, where the stream passes through the Marketplace, there is maybe a legion of the God King's men, like setting up catapults, helipolis, all along the cliffside over Shardell. There's horses and camels and bison pulling back equipment. Where you are in the middle of the Grand Obelisk, there's 2 trebuchet set up and their crew going about it.
Cool.
Straight to the House of Answers then, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, so as you approach the House of Answers, there's that stone bridge that goes over the river, the Whitechapel River. At the far end, the House of Answers, I'll describe it just because I don't think Xerxes have actually been there, but it's a fortress built for practical use rather than... It's a block of stone. A thick block of grey, unadorned stone with hardly any windows but arrow slits that decorate the second floor all the way around. There's a single parapet, a tower surrounded by parapet in the centre, like a solar for the High Inquisitor, which you guys killed. So you have no clue who currently occupies that position. However, as you approach, there are Inquisitors lining the bridge, maybe about 10 either side, and then 2 at the far end. And as you walk towards the bridge, they form that classic conical shape. They will just kind of move in. And the ones at the front are wearing the masks of cats. Tigers, you can't quite tell. And a female voice comes from behind one of the masks. How can we be of service? Lizard folk.
I'm not a lizard folk, I'm a dwarf merchant.
Ah, yeah, dwarf. Keep forgetting.
Who's in charge here?
You can assume that we are for now.
Not you, you minions. I need High Inquisitor. Go get him.
How do you know the High Inquisitor?
I don't, but I know I have business with him. So get him.
Make a persuasion check. Oh yeah, I forgot that you're a charisma caster.
Yeah, that was a roll of a 7 as well.
Really?
Yep, got expertise in persuasion.
Zerxel has that?
Yep.
Madness. Why not also an intimidation?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
the
that
intimidation
one makes
is-
sense.
it's the same. It's from the Grand Text, the forceful personality.
Okay.
Okay, so immediately the Inquisitor nods her head and says, "If it must be so," and then disappears down the bridge while the other guards all just kind of eye you. And within about a 15-minute wait, she comes out with a tall, dark-skinned man with a long, oiled braid coming from the top of his head that spreads down the back. His sides are shaved, his eyes are sharp and kind of alight with kind of what you see is like intelligence. And as he walks across, he's got thick golden bangles that rattle as he walks. Bare chest, surrounded with a light silk kind of overcoat. He has a thick gold girdle with thick flowing pants that let the air pass through them, wearing pointed gold slippers. He has a scimitar in a sheath, but he's not got it on his side, he's holding it. And he has one tattooed arm. And as he approaches you, "I am Manarch Bastoff, High Inquisitor. And you might be..."
I am Zanak.
"Zanak.
Yeah,
Do
Zanak.
we know one another?"
No. I know your predecessor, though. But that's not important. Am I right in thinking you have a prisoner and a spellthorn?
His bright eyes form into a frown. "I do not know what you speak of."
You do not have this person?
"No, I don't."
Can I terrible insight check him?
You can try, yeah.
Don't we know that she's with the God King? Oh, I guess we killed him, so.
Well, she said personally that she was at the House of Answers, so I'm kind of inclined to believe she knows where she is.
Right. He seems to be telling the truth, like, as much as to your knowledge. He's hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
He sneers. "What do you want?"
I want Anna. She's innocent, and you will go and free her and bring her to me.
And I'll cast Geese. Try it out.
Gaius.
Geese! Fucking geese, many of them.
Honk!
And
Many of them fly out.
gonna increase the difficulty as well, because obviously I want this to happen. So it's 33.
Gaius with fucking mythic die is amazing.
Yep.
Actually makes it worthwhile having.
Gaius is always worthwhile having.
You play Smash Bros. Okay, so it can act contrary. It just takes damage.
Yeah.
Alright, so you cast it. And as you begin casting it, he immediately brings his hand back, brings his two fingers to his forehead, a symbol glows, and then he goes to cast Counterspell.
Okay.
+3. Oh, yep, it goes off. Immediately, all of the Inquisitors on the bridge draw swords, crossbows, short blades, and Manarch grimaces against what you've done. No, fizz his hands up. "I want to see where this goes."
You probably don't.
"Come with me. I'll show you to Anna." He turns on his heels and all the guards follow.
How many guards?
10, 12.
Okay, I'll go.
Alright. And as you walk in, you realise, and you walk into the darkness, clicks his fingers, and behind you, chains begin to rattle as a portcullis is let down.
Mm-hmm.
It leads you deeper into the House of Answers, up some stairs, and all these guards are piling in behind you in a file of 2 at a time. All different types of inquisitors. And he walks you up into a hall, which is circular. And there are cells. There are 12 cells at different intervals along this circular hall. And he points towards one of the doors and looks towards the jailer that's behind the desk and says, "Let our friend in to see his friend. Please." And the jailer stands up, walks over to the door, opens it. "You wish to see Anna? She's in there. Step inside."
Describe the room to me exactly.
Like I said, you've been here before as Lantix, but not as Zerxel. Circular in diameter.
I mean more like, what am I being led into exactly?
A cell with a metal door. A 10-foot by 10-foot cell.
So he's opened it, but
Yeah.
I don't see anyone in there.
Currently not at the angle you're at, you're at, 'cause you're right by the entrance. And all of these Inquisitors file in, and the door behind you closes.
Okay. Can I see through any of the other cells?
Yeah, you can see shutters are open, and you can see to your left a pair of bright green eyes staring at you from behind one of the shutters. Lanky, long, kind of dark hair on this female form. Well, that's one on the left. But the door that's open, you can't see into it yet. Although you can hear chains rattling
How big's
inside.
the area?
About 30-foot diameter.
Okay. I have 60-foot telepathy, so...
Anna, can you hear me?
Zerxil? Is it you?
Where are you?
I'm in the dark.
Bang on something. Zaxxon need to know where you are.
You hear some chains clanging
Okay. Whereabouts is that?
in the room that was opened.
Yeah?
And then Manarch looks at you and says, "I am a man of my word. You know I was once a blood."
So there's a room with a door, but I can't see through it, even though the door's
At the angle you're at, because you've just entered in, and the door's on, like, say it's at 3 o'clock, and you've just entered at 6.
Right, okay, so I'll go up closer, but not in the room. If
Yep.
that's good.
I told you I'd lead you to her. And as you approach, you can see there's a single hanging lantern by the door above the frame, revealing a shadowy form of Anna, half stripped down to rags, whip marks over her body, obvious torture marks. She's missing her fingernails.
Mm.
And you can see that she's missing some of the tips of her fingers as well. And as she looks up at you, you see she's got caked blood, and there's tears have ran clean streaks through some of them. Her hands are manacled, as obviously to prevent her from casting spells.
Okay, you brought me here. Now do the next bits. Let her out.
No. How about we make a deal?
Okay, Zaxxon like deals.
A smile crosses his face. You say your name was Zerxil?
You know this already, I'm sure.
I'll drop the illusion.
Does that drop everyone else's illusion?
Yeah.
Amazing. Right. But he says, "I've heard of you. You're wanted. What are you doing?"
Everyone wants Zaxxon. Don't know why though.
I'm after a friend of mine.
Who's that?
I couldn't care about your Anna. She had no answers. I don't care about you. Who I care about is one of my old friends. He's haunted. His name is Grilden. Where is he? You lead me to him. You and your friend can go free.
Ooh.
So
In
you know where
telepathy.
Geralda is?
Anna, if I get us out, can you teleport us away?
You hear, they took my spell book. In fact, they burned it.
But, for God's sake, how do you even do that? I thought they're magic.
No, he had a way.
Fine. Okay, sucks you'll do.
Manok smiles, and it's kind of like a smile without emotion. And he says, "Of course, we'll exchange. Not now, but at the right time of the deal. Yes?
Okay,
You bring me Grildar, and you have my word that Anna will be set free." Hey, he
No.
turns to the...
let's hang out now, and then I take you.
We must come to a half point here, Xerxil.
That
You know
is a
I-
half point. The fact that you're not dead is a half point.
You are very confident in your abilities, aren't you?
Sucks tired of this shit. Sucks not care anymore. If I die, you die. Doesn't matter.
He clicks his fingers, and one of the Inquisitors slaps a scroll in his hand. And he says, "Trust me. We both die then. My deal is that we get Grildar, and then she's released. I couldn't care for her life or yours. They mean nothing to me. I don't care if you go free. This doesn't matter, but I want my old friend. He's betrayed everything we grew up to learn about. The Empire, my father."
If you want him that badly, and you don't care about Anna, you're holding on to her for an awful lot, you know.
Well, I don't have your promise, really. You know, you're an untrustworthy lizard folk. I've heard what you've done.
Sucks not badge. It's your choice.
How about she comes with both of us?
That's what I said. You let her go, and then I take you.
Sure. Clicks his fingers, and the Inquisitors walk in, drag her up off her feet, bring her out. The manacles stay. Then you hear, sorry?
Okay.
And from behind you, with those green eyes through the shutters, you hear another female voice say, "It's okay, Anna. Be strong. Our brethren are coming. It's only a matter of time." And then her shutter is shut. Like slam shut, and you can just hear a muffled voice.
What? Sorry, I didn't follow that.
So, remember you saw the bright green eyes and the dank, lank hair in another
Yeah.
sound. She shouted at Anna, "Don't worry, Anna. Our brethren are coming. It's only a matter of time." For one of the Inquisitors slammed the shutter.
Right. Okay.
After
You
you,
want to
Xerxes.
Anna?
After you.
Where's he pointing?
Towards the exit.
All right, I'll head that way. Are they doing anything with Anna?
They're dragging her behind.
Okay. All right, time to think.
By the looks of it, they're going to drag you and her to a carriage.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move over to Elzef and Chester just approaching the Ironblood estate. Just as you reach the door, Chester, the illusion fades completely.
I appear to be disrobed.
And both of the guards look you up and down and go, one goes, "Shit, get in!
Much more?
Go! You can't be seen."
Excuse the random I'm with. She's with me.
I'm El, Surf of Seas End.
Hurry up!
I am hurrying up.
All right, and so as you walk into the antechamber, at that moment, Makra, who hasn't realised the illusion is faded, has picked up a plate of food and is walking off with it. And Grildar, as you exit your room in a fresh pair of clothes underneath your armour, freshly bathed, you see Chester and Elzeth in the antechamber. I don't know.
How are you, squeaky clean and whatnot?
I don't know if Arne actually heard what I said.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was directed at me. Yeah, I did hear you. Well, I was hoping to speak to Lazia first, previous to dealing with anyone else, really.
All right, so you head straight to her, into the dining area. She sat with a goblet, her face in her arms, asleep.
All right. I walked up to her and just put a chair out next to her.
She startles awake. Brother! And immediately wraps her arms around you.
Hello, Lazra. I'll give her a good hug.
You're back. Oh, thank the beard of all dwarfs. Oh, you know how boring the other two are. I've been reading about your tales, what you've done. Was that you?
Yes, reading.
Well, there's a proclamation about what you did in Port Phobos.
Right, what did it say?
It said that you took on the chieftains there, that you slew them all, you hanged them, tore the bloody cross in them all, and that you're now friends with a crazed lizard folk who likes to fly around towns and burn people, and that Gwendif managed to shoot the Grave Warden straight through the chest with a large bolt, and that Makra can now lift a house, and that Chester Decker, oh, well, I heard that he's managed to gather quite a cult.
All of those have a core of truth to them.
Did you really slay the God King's simulacrum?
No, I think we actually. Well, earlier than that. Yeah, I guess we did. I forgot all about that. Seems we actually killed the God King as well.
What?
But he seems to have a phylactery somewhere that we need to get to rid the world of him for good. Oh, don't you worry about it. It's just wizard stuff.
What are you doing back?
Oh, what do you think, silly? Couldn't leave you out here all alone for so long without checking on how you were doing.
You're so sweet, brother, but seriously though, her cat is on a rampage, I'm afraid. With the Bretonians literally knocking at the doors, anything could happen. Lady Greenridge is basically in charge.
Yes, that's what we're counting on. Changing of the guard, so to say, and I think the Bretonians are a good distraction over here to try and settle this once and for all. I heard that you'd been quite down in your spirits, and of course...
Oh, talking of spirits? She'd be pouring herself a drink.
Oh, hold on. In a minute. I'll let you finish in a minute, but let's talk for a bit. Here, and I'll offer like a water skin. And pour some into a spare goblet. No, clear your head a little bit. I want to talk to you. I really talk to you.
Where's that chest?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk to you about. What's the situation there exactly? I didn't want to bother you too much while you seem to be enthralled by him, but tell me, what's going on?
You mean, we called off our engagement.
And how do you feel about that?
It's fine. He's a man of great adventure. And I am a woman of the theatre. They don't go well.
You'd be surprised. What he does is just sees the world as his theatre, I suppose.
True.
Well, anyway, if you want, I'm sure I can arrange for him to speak to you. He's fine. As I'm sure he
Yes.
will be, no matter what happens.
I'm over it, brother. It's fine. But you really should lay low.
I mean, you say that you're fine, but now, like, pointedly look at the goblet. It doesn't seem like you're fine.
Oh, come on now. It's not as if you haven't had a few drinks in your time.
A few, sure, but a couple of weeks in a row. Isn't it time to get up and do something again?
6 and 8 are practically the same number. It's fine.
It's true.
As you will, Azrael. If there's something I can do for you, let me know. Otherwise, I have worries of my own.
So at that point, you would hear Chester and Elzeth walk in, and Macra begin talking to one another. I mean, they've just entered into the mansion, so Macra's already been there, having dinner, got cleaned up.
Can't have a moment's peace, it seems. Well, they're here now. Come along.
Who? And Chester, that's when you see Lazria open the doors. She sees you, you see her. Oh, Chester. And she turns her nose up and walks off with her goblet hanging loose in her hand.
Yeah, I'll just like grab her by the wrist. I'm like, no.
Ah, fuck. Right. Sweet Lathria, long has it been since I've seen your face?
2 months.
That's too long. Nary a fort moon have I missed your sweet touch.
You don't need to flatter me, Chester. I know what you're like. Hey, it's Macra. Oh,
I
well
think
met.
you have no idea. Do you know? Well, maybe it has come up, but Chester, do me a favor and just talk normally for a second, please.
Alright, fine.
Okay.
Go on.
What? So the floor's with me?
Oh, you know what I mean.
Look, you know, it's you can do better than me. You're an Iron Blood, aren't you? You know, you got plenty of time and money and space. You don't
What's
really,
going on?
Well, we're kind of, embroiled, aren't we, really, in a lot of nonsense at the moment.
I don't need this. Chester, shush. Please, I don't need this. I'm fine.
Well, you heard her, Grilda. She's fine.
Girls just chuckles like, and when have you ever heard a woman say she's fine turn out to be actually fine, huh?
Well, right you are. Any drink here?
Oh yeah, I'm sure she can help you with that.
Yeah, she just pushes the bottle straight into your chest. There you go.
Haha! The god's liquor. Fit for me.
Alright, so I'm assuming you'll sit down, have some food, have a drink, and just basically generally relax.
Well, Grill's definitely not relaxing, but he'll do the aforementioned things, feeling quite tense about what might happen now that he's back. But I'll try and explain a little bit to Elseth what the hell's going on, at least.
Master Ironblood. My
Yeah,
opinion as a medical professional is that your sister is not fine. She's an alcoholic.
correct.
Okay.
But she's dwarvish. She'll be fine. No long-term damage. Just shouldn't leave her wallowing in self-pity for too long.
What is she pitiful about?
Oh, who knows? Chester, the missed opportunities of theater, mom and dad, could be any of those things or a combination of all of the above.
Yes, to go back to important business. It has come to my attention that we are in the most obvious location to find the known rebel Grilda Ironblood in the Ironblood estate. I did not speak up earlier because I assumed you had a plan, but now we are having dinner with your alcoholic sister, and I find the whole situation very confusing.
Oh, I forgot to mention something very important, but then again, I've had quite a bit of liquor that's here. So, turns out Ironblood estate pretty safe.
Yeah.
Please elaborate, Master Decker.
I was speaking to that bloke, the one that I totally fooled with my amazing accent that I've heard once in Midgard. All you got to do is stay here, and they're not looking for us. They don't care about the rebellion anymore. Sons ascended to the throne. They don't give a fuck because they think that the God King just exploded. Poof. Genuinely, the entire empire thinks that he just poofed. Oh yeah, and we've got to meet the captain in some pub somewhere.
Right, Rochester.
No, seriously. Like, this isn't a moment where, you don't listen to me. Seriously, he's somewhere in a pub. And actually, he might have some information for us that's quite important.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I wasn't pulling your leg.
Ah, right. Good. He's so used to, like, real life, not listening to what he says.
Did he mention a time frame when we would have to be in said pub, Master Decker?
You know what? I can't remember. It was quite a while ago. Oh yeah, where the cannons fire. He said meet in this pub somewhere. A pub. Can't remember quite where.
The knife and hound.
I remember, but
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, to be fair, I remember as well, but Chester doesn't.
Fair enough.
Master Decker, there is about 87 pubs in this area that I remember. Could you narrow it down?
Fine. Something about machete and a puppy. Let's go.
I do not know of this location.
Yeah, I think I do.
Macro will know it. Look at him. He's a wino. Let's do it.
You could ask your sister for assistance. She seems to be quite familiar with pubs.
Ugh.
Well, I think she's more familiar with wineries than with pubs, honestly. Doesn't really like to go out that much. Except for when she can be the center of attention.
I
And
remember
the pub no one really cares, do they?
I do not know.
Anyway, as far as us being at risk here, if we were recently on the run and then came back here, I would agree, but it's been several weeks now and they're going to come looking for you. Anyone that's looking for us here has already come and seen that we're not here. And well, if they're spying on us, then it doesn't matter where we are, really, does it?
Ah yes, there is that issue.
I really don't think they're looking for us. But then again, I heard my information from, a lowly guard, so...
Yeah, this might not be at the moment. Right, so order of business is to try and find out, A, what will happen if the God King returns? How does this work with the current power structure in place? That's priority number 1. Priority number 2, if he's likely to regain power if he returns, we need to find his factory and destroy it.
I'm in.
I already agreed to do whatever you felt was important.
The other question is who's now got who holds the power at the observatory now as well.
We have left it open. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'm just going to say this now for the record, and then I'm going to shut up. I don't really trust that one over there. Soulless. Don't know why she's here. I'm going to say I don't really trust her. I'm going to say that here, and I'm going to shut up.
Well, I think the benefit of someone who behaves in the way that she does is this. Elseth, why are you here?
I thought I had explained this previously, but please, let me elaborate. It started about 3 years ago. I was working in my workshop, finishing up a magical gateway. The greatest gateway a person in Mokhul has ever built. Not my words. Also my words. I finished the gateway by infusing, not as Master Decker says, all of my soul. I still have about 47.35% of my soul as of recent observations. But the remaining part into the gateway, I fell unconscious and the gateway was stolen. Well, not stolen. It is, I assume, with the man that commissioned the gateway, but he has not paid for the gateway. It's also not finished because the original blueprint did not include half of my soul. As such, I would like to take it out to complete the gateway. To acquire funds to build a lawful inquiry against a noble, I joined Professor Lantix on his excursion, upon which he explained to me about your rebellion against the God King. And it seemed to me, if you're willing to kill the God King, it might just be faster to break into a nobleman's estate. As such, once your God King slaying is completed, I would like to do that.
Alright, great. Sorry I asked.
Sometimes things might seem complicated, but they can be pretty simple.
Well, I guess we've got some estate building to do when we get there, or breaking into, as well. But let's do what the current objective does demand, as so to say.
Very good. And then I'll try and slowly start over the next period of time after going to the Hound. I want to start reaching out to contacts in the city that I know are trustworthy.
Like your old
gauging
squad.
that. Yeah, gauging their trustworthiness first, seeing how they
Except-
do with some small things.
I'm assuming you wouldn't contact Manarch.
No, unless he's got clear ambitions to become the next ruler, then Monarch is out. Yeah.
Yeah, not on good terms.
We
Yeah,
really could
so-
just ask Macross' neighbor. He has been very helpful in the past.
Yeah, Balkabus is a geezer.
Yeah, so just try and then carefully have some servants here and there ask about political goings on and start A, investigating the political situation, as I said, and then B, trying to find out anything about what happened to the God King, any rumors about phylacteries and things like this.
Alright, so yeah, you basically give that to some of the servants and the guards. Ask around. While you guys...
Yeah, and I'll let Randall organize it.
While you guys spend some time basically here waiting for the evening to come so you can meet up with Captain Amon. We'll move over to Xerxel. To Xerxel, you are brought out with a shuffling Anna in chains, and there is a large wagon brought along. The wagon itself is this large tank-like structure with iron plates riveted onto the sides, the tops, and the back door is opened up, and Anna is put in. And there's a second carriage.
I go with Anna.
You want to go in... He just looks at you and says, so you want to go in the back with Anna?
You too.
Ah.
We all go together.
Okay. He nods to some of the Inquisitors. They hand him that scroll again. And he tucks it in where his bare chest is, down into the really low V-neck type jacket he's wearing. He climbs in the back, and one of the Inquisitors comes in with him, basically keeping Anna on a leash. There are bars letting in sunlight in here, and there's just a blade of sunlight coming in from the north and south, lighting up this kind of caged interior. Chains and hooks dangle from the top of the roof of this thing, the ceiling of this thing. And at that moment, Manarch kind of sits on the bench opposite Anna, and the Inquisitor's sitting next to him, facing you. So Xerxes, what was your goal in everything that you did? And the wagon begins to rattle as it's moving. You just rebelled for no reason. You just joined Ironblood for no reason.
Xerxes not rebel. Xerxes just killed God King.
You wanted to kill my father.
Is your father? Yeah, he's an asshole.
Oh, I agree. I do agree.
All my people. It's only what he deserves.
And your people are?
The Poison Dusk tribe from south.
Can't say I've heard of you, but please don't take offense at that.
Well, there's nothing to be heard anymore. Not since what he did. I am the last one left.
I would say I'm sorry, but I don't frankly care. What I do care is about gaining my rightful position.
Well, tell your men to head to Lake of Petu. I'll tell you more when we get closer.
Where?
Lake of Petu.
Ah, the lake. So that's where he's hiding.
Somewhere near. I'll tell you more, as I say, when we get closer.
That's fine.
And I'll go sit myself down next to Anna.
Okay, so as you sit down next to Anna, can you do me a favour and roll a perception check?
I'll give it a go.
Okay. You hear it before it happens. There's a loud sound, a roar of a bellow, a very familiar bellow. And at that moment, Xerxil, your whole world is turned topsy-turvy, span around like you're inside a washing machine. You go flying off of the seat, smash the side, Anna lands on top of you, Manok loses his scroll, goes flying forward, smashes his head, scrapes his cheek across the hook. The Inquisitor manages to hold her hands out. She goes around with it cartwheeling, and there is a massive dent in the side of the wagon as it knocks over. There's ringing in your ears.
While I'm tumbling.
Can you what, sorry?
Can I cast while tumbling through the air and being smashed about?
DC 20 concentration check.
All right. Oh, that's a saving throw. I'm going to mythic die it and hope for it. Wow, really? Really?
Alright, so as you begin casting, you fail it and smash into the other side. And then you hear bang! Bang! As you see two large fist marks appearing in the side of the door at the back. And then the door's torn off of its hinges. And standing there is a very familiar tiefling. She just goes, Emily! And then leaps in. And you see Manok grab her. And then you see Vivian booting him down. And you see Darioso run in, and look in and go, what the fuck? Where's Emily? Sorry?
I'm going for that scroll.
Alright, make a sleight of hand check. And you hear Manok go, fuck!
I'm not
trying
being
to get
stealthy about it. I'm just fucking grabbing it.
Yeah, he's not going to let go of it. He's going for it as well.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. I see where you're coming from. Classic stuff.
Well, he's got a plus 3, so let's see how he does.
The God King's son is a pushover.
So what happens, of course, is that they both hang on to it. It slips and everyone tumbles around a few more times. And it just goes rolling out.
Yeah, like, so what's happened here is Emily, I don't know if you know how similar Emily and Anna look. And then you see that Vivian looks in and goes, turns around to Darius and goes, it's fucking Anna! And Darius is like, I can see that. What do we do? And you hear, oh, it's the High Inquisitor! And you hear guards rushing towards her, and then you see Vivian look at you and go, Xerxil, let's fucking go! And she grabs hold of Anna, grabs her by a chain.
Yeah. How many people are here?
So the Inquisitor is just like shaking her head. Manok's prone at the moment.
How many allies are here?
Just Vivian and Darioso, and their desperate attempt to rescue Emily.
And then me and Anna. I'll
Anna.
cast 5th level invisibility on us.
Okay. Alright, so you cast 5th. Alright, can we have a initiative?
Do I have a token?
You can, yeah.
Oh, do you like it? Well, I need one to do my thing. Where is he? There he is.
Fucking hell, I've rolled so low. Okay, so Xerxil, you do actually go first. So you manage to cast invisibility.
Yeah, I'll cast it on all of us. Grab Anna's hands and start dragging her.
Yeah, so you hear you hear Manark screaming, "Somebody, stop them! Stop them now!" And as you go invisible...
Confirm, I got the scroll, right?
Yeah, you passed. I rolled a 5, you rolled a 6.
Yep, cool.
Classic.
Classic stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I run.
So you begin running, and Anna's only got half movement, and she's making a sound like ding clang as she's running.
Okay.
So she does try moving with you. You can't see anyone, even though you're invisible as well, can you? So.
I don't think so. I generally have no idea how that works with your own spells. I assume you can't.
No. So you hear a sickening kind of wet sound, and you see Manok like scream, hack out blood as an axe wound appears on his chest, and he kind of falls back into the back of the wagon. The Inquisitor rushes forward.
See Darioso now, I imagine, because it's only normal invisibility.
Yep. And Darioso just goes, oh, and just begins fucking hacking, and you hear clang clang as he's hitting metal all around him, and then he grabs hold of the Inquisitor by the throat and then slams the axe blade into her face. She falls back, and then he starts backing off. Alright, so Vivian, you hear of heavy footfalls running. Manok stands up, begins weaving his hands together, and then fires forward what looks like a cone of cold. And it just bursts out the back of the wagon, takes Darioso perfectly head on. And you and Anna are just round the corner running southward into the marketplace as the cone of cold bursts out in a big stream. And then Anna just coughs into your ear. Not this way. Not this way. Not to Shidell.
Go, show.
Okay, and he, manacled to the feet, begins heading eastward. I need you to roll a stealth check for now with advantage, just to see if you get away.
Thank God for advantage.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you and Anna manage to disappear into the crowds and between the houses. You don't hear anything else from Vivian, but you do hear the sounds of fighting in the streets, seconds later as you're running. So you've got away.
Nice. How good do these manacles look?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you saw them in a store, you'd say, man, that's some nice manacles.
That's a nice set of manacles.
Manacles.
Curse my lack of ability to unlock things. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll luck out. I've got relatively high dex. Can I try and pick the lock with disadvantage?
Do you have any thief tools?
I've got claws.
No.
Hence the disadvantage.
You wouldn't manage it even with disadvantage.
Fair enough.
But you have managed to sneak basically into down one of the alleyways in the marketplace. You're about 500 foot now from the carnage. That was the escape. You've got the scroll.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know somewhere we could get this off you?
No. I'm not very familiar with the city. Remember, when I was last here properly, it was 60 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Let me think. Keep moving.
Okay, so you're heading eastward, and then you head towards a cliff in Shidell, and she leads you down the staircase.
Okay.
And it leads down into Shidell proper, and you realise it's completely abandoned. There's no one here. And then she heads southwest, following the cliff face. By then, I think the invisibility would have run out. No, it's an hour. So
it's normal invisibility, it's just an hour, yeah.
Yeah, so you actually managed to get past the common docks and into Live Valley. before it runs out.
Okay.
Mhm.
Where are you taking us?
Where do you think?
I don't know.
Have you not been there? Gildar's place.
Where?
Is the Iron Blood Estate.
No, I don't think so.
She sighs, and within the next hour, you reach this grand house, Xerxil. It's the biggest kind of like house you've really seen, rather than the Moonlit Shield Palace. A kind of three-storied H-shaped estate with walls around it. And as you approach, there are 2 guards outside.
Fuck, it's massive.
Yes, and she kind of like her chains are kind of like rattling. As you approach, the guards just look confused, and then they look at each other. This is the weirdest day we've had in years.
Let us in.
Apart from the day they let all the vampires in and murdered everyone.
And they turn around, and Randall just stands there and goes, "Let him in." And as you guys are... Yeah, so as Elzeth, Grildar, Makra, Chester are all eating dinner at the table, the doors swing open, and a bloody and tortured Anna, half naked and covered in rags, is just kind of shuffles in, and you see Xerxil as well.
Oh, Master Xerxil.
Oh, Xerxil.
Oh, fuck.
You're late for dinner.
Oh, fuck.
Is any,
I had to get Anna.
yes, is anyone else coming?
Don't
Enemies
think
on your
so.
tail?
No, we were pretty good.
Okay, then I'll immediately instruct the guards, assuming that they are going to listen to me as part of the household, more or less, to like clean up any like blood stains or anything that have fallen like on the trail here.
Okay, yep.
Just to make sure that it doesn't look like a wounded person was brought in here, and then just pretend that everything is normal, and we'll go and patch Anna up.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's Smith. Smith.
Ah, you were referring to me, Master Xerxil.
Yeah. Can you get her out?
I do not personally prefer to be referred to as Smith, as it does not encompass all crafts I have mastered.
I think he was saying Speth.
Yeah.
Don't piss him off.
Well, I guess you can refer to me as Speth. There's no mixing up there. And Elsif goes to unlock the manacles.
Alright, make a thieves' tools check.
I don't have them set up. I'll just do a dexterity check, and I have expertise, and we'll just remember that.
Alright.
That's a 17 plus 8.
So you got 25.
Yeah.
Exactly what you needed. And as you unlock them, they fall to the ground. She goes, "Oh," and then you do her legs, and she immediately runs to the table and begins stuffing her face full of food, begins drinking down like wine that just dribbles down her chin. Oh, she just turns to Xerxil and goes, "I am so sorry, Xerxil. I am so sorry, Grildar. I am so sorry, Makra. Chester, I'm so sorry."
Okay.
I thought you forgot me.
I went home, and I went home with the gem from the observatory. My plan was to secrete it away so it couldn't be used again. And I thought I could trust him. And then I couldn't. He betrayed me, and I was taken in.
It's not your fault, Anna. You tried to do a good thing.
Yes.
We're just glad you're alive.
Well, barely. And you can see the marks all across her face, across her body.
Mm-hmm.
They tortured me.
Chester, could you please? Chester.
Yes.
And no remarks, please. Just get it done.
Right you are. Sorry, what? I'm on my phone here and I couldn't actually hear most of it. But...
Anna,
Healing Anna.
and
Okay,
heal
can
Anna,
someone,
but don't essentially massage her. She might not be in the mood currently.
she wouldn't like that. Can someone roll level 3 cure wounds for me? Because I'm literally playing on my phone. I haven't had my computer in the last 40 minutes.
I'll do it for you. I'll even spend the spell slot.
Cheers, bud.
I think he would have been happier if you didn't spend the spell slot.
Well, I will. What level are you casting it at, sorry?
Level 3 with the loot. I'll play her a sweet, sweet tune.
Ah.
It will only cast as level 2 though, annoyingly.
I literally just found that out.
Yeah.
Right. That's fine. Alright, so yeah, you heal her for 16 hit points, and she begins to look slightly better. But it looks like a night's rest and some food is going to do a world of good.
Only rest and food will do here.
Thank you.
Elsif is going to do a quick Arcana check on the manacles to see if they reveal their location at all.
Okay, make an Arcana check. Okay, so what you find out about the manacles is when they are used on a spellcaster, they stop somatic and verbal components being used.
Oh, do they have any name? I'm going to put them in my inventory.
Yeah, silencers manacles.
Nice. Because we're hunting for witches. We know what to do when Zerxel gets a bit too scary now.
Just tie him up with them.
I mean, this is obviously for an Elsef who has no soul is inevitably going to betray you.
So as a group, what's your plan?
This is a good question. What the fuck is the plan?
I mean, do we have one? Do we need one? No, I said, I mean, for Grilder at least, it's to, now that it's clear the situation's changed, it is important to try and find out whether or not the God King being in power again is to be expected. If not, then it's less of a problem. If it is, then we need to quickly get to his factory and destroy it, which is going to take some effort, so that's Grilder's plans currently.
Okay.
That's it.
What's on the scroll?
You're gonna have to somehow identify it. It's very powerful.
I'll cast Identify.
Oh shit. This was meant to be used against you. I can't believe you stole it.
You're the one that crashed the cart, Liam.
Yeah, well, I knew this was gonna happen. Like, it was planned before this. Like, I didn't know you were gonna be in the wagon. Any opportunity that Amelie would have been moved, they were gonna jump on it. And I just thought to myself, wait a minute. Anna and Amelie look very much alike. Long black hair, you know. It's power word kill.
Useful.
Yeah.
Well, I want to just point out Zerxel has access to power word kill, and we have a variety of party members that do not have 100 hit points.
Well, the plan was to use it on you, but if you fucked with him. But obviously,
Does temporary HP count as HP?
yeah, it does.
Does it for power word
It wouldn't
kill?
have killed me. Amazing. Incredible. Okay. Whereabouts did we end up? Where's the Grildar estate?
In Delhi Valley.
Cool. From my few travels to Mokhul, do I know where shops are? Is it all in the marketplace?
Yeah, mostly the marketplace, but there are the odd, obviously, grocers, bakers, that type of thing dotted around.
Rocket,
supplies shop.
you're gonna have to insult Jeremy Crawford again. He says they do not count for power word kill.
Oh.
Twitter. Here we go.
Alright, so from here, Newtown would actually be the closest. Because Newtown, obviously, just so you guys know as well, Newtown has been completely surrounded
by
soldiers. It's a Bretonian Atlantean mini town inside Mokhul.
Okay, so
no one's getting. Doesn't look like anyone's getting in and out. Obviously, they don't want Bretonian spies, etc., etc.
How long does it take to traverse Mokhul? And what kind of time of the day is it?
It's coming on early evening now, and from from complete left to right takes 4 hours walk.
Okay, that's not too bad. I'm gonna go up to the university.
All right, you head up to the university. All right. Anyone else doing anything?
Well, if Zox is going to the university, Elsef doesn't have anything to do. She's going to tag along.
Right.
To not distract too much attention, I'll do different things. I'll speak to Randall and get some information. Stream's up and running. Just coordinate things from here for now.
Yeah.
And see if at some point Jandel is available to speak.
I was getting to that. At some point, Jandel is pre-warned that you have been here. You know that Randall's told her, and eventually you see a dwarven male leaving the mansion, and then she comes down dressed in a bedrobe basically, and then just shakes her head at you. What the fuck are you thinking? Coming back home, but then smiles, walks over to you and gives you a hug, and then brings you back and goes, "No, but seriously, what the fuck are you thinking?"
Oh, I thought you might like to see me.
Oh, I do, brother. It's great that you're back. What the hell have you been up to? This is crazy.
Yeah, it has been a bit, hasn't it? But I don't think being here poses any significant risk.
Not at the moment. Not with the council arguing amongst themselves at who's going to be the next king or next ruler. No.
Yeah, let's leave them to worry about that for a minute, and yeah, I have other things to do in the meantime.
We have other things to worry about tonight.
And what's that?
Well, we're gonna. She says, "I take most of the staff and our family northward into Kumu."
Tonight?
Yes.
Do they know about this?
Lazaria just holds up a goblet. They've got good wine.
Oh yes, I wasn't worried about her so much. Randall?
He nods. We leave but 2 guards here to guard the house. That we cannot risk any of us being hurt in the bombardment.
Fair. Similarly, I'll be out tonight as well. I have an old acquaintance to meet up with.
He nods.
Where are you heading?
Okay, so he points out the Skakfo house. Like you know of it. A large temple dedicated to multiple old gods. Refuge.
Alright, well, I'll know where to find you. For now, I'll try and keep things here. Well, I'll try and keep up the illusion that everything's normal in case anyone comes checking.
Nothing is normal, brother. We are under siege.
Oh yes, but that's hardly surprising, is it?
I know, in a war that the God King started. Yet he's not around.
Quite sure the Bretonians don't really care about that too much.
No, they don't. They want their ambassador back. Yet the High Inquisitor, your old friend Monarch, refuses to give her up.
Yeah, well, Inquisitors are always a funny bunch, aren't they?
Randall says, yes. And then, seems to have a little twitch. A bit of a flashback
I
there.
didn't mean funny like that. You know what I mean, Randall.
Alright, so Macro hasn't done much this session. Is there anything you want to do now?
Okay, he can go see his old neighbours, but he doesn't really know what to do past that. Even with them, he doesn't know what to do. He'll go magic item shopping, but I reckon that's more something for next week. It's going to imagine prices are sky high in a city under siege.
Yeah, well, we'll deal with that, the shopping next week, of course, as well. But by then, you might get the money from Gwandia. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Elzef and Xerxil head to the university. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? And Xerxil, I'm assuming you do something stealthy, invisible as you walk past the marketplace. Are you not?
Maybe? Don't know.
It's up to you.
Is that where we were in the marketplace?
Yeah, when it all went down. You're around here.
Yeah, I guess I'll stealth. I've got my old chameleon skin to rely on, so...
Alright, yeah. So as you're walking, Elzef doesn't make much effort, I'm assuming. Well,
Elzef, as far as Elzef knows, isn't a search for a criminal.
Yeah, so
she did tell the God King her name, but he hasn't reformed yet, as it seems, so...
Yeah, it's been like, what? It's been, I think, 5 days since you killed the God King?
And even then he didn't seem particularly interested in her, so who knows if he even remembers.
Who are you? Yeah, alright, so... As you begin heading northward into Quisitartan, Xerxil goes by without being noticed. You walk across the bridge into the campus and up the steps into the university.
Yeah, go to like the main area, wherever that is.
There's several areas. So you're on about like the main, the library or the sanctums?
Reception.
Yeah. So as you walk into the reception, there's a Triton male sitting behind the desk. And he just stares you up and down, and then looks at Elzef. And then, like, a bit of recognition in his eyes. Is that you, Elzef?
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And who's your friend?
This is my associate. He is studying under me.
Oh. Well, go on in, Elzef.
Yeah.
Master Xerxil, I was lying to not have to reveal your identity. You have revealed the ruse.
The Triton looks confused.
Please pay no attention to the lizard folk.
No, do pay me attention. I need to talk to him.
Oh, please pay attention to the lizard folk.
Hello.
Hi.
Xerxil need help. Need to buy a spell book. Can you help?
I can.
How many shinies? Give.
Give me a moment, if you would. And he stands up and leaves. Then 20 minutes later comes back with 3 large tomes and places them on the desk and says, "These are free of charge to anyone studying here. And I'm assuming you aren't."
No, Xerxil teach himself. And his mother, of course.
The Triton looks at you and looks back. Okay, I'll do this for Elzef. 50 gold pieces for a single tome.
Okay, 50 shinies.
He counts out approximately 50 shinies.
Mm-hmm.
About 20% of them are probably fake. Like, all of his coins are just in one bag, so there's a random percentage chance that probably about 20% are fake based on the number.
No, he doesn't notice. I've rolled absolute dire today. I haven't got above a 10. Yeah. He goes, very well.
I thought it was Elsa.
No. Is there anything else I can help you with, Elzef?
I assumed he came here for more important reason than buying spellbooks, but apparently that was not the case.
That's all. Thanks. Bye.
I must inform you, however, that the head of the university has recently passed away.
Who?
What was her name again?
Wiltix?
Go on, dear.
No, the one whose head we found. Wasn't she head of the university?
That's excellent, don't know.
No, this is Adrian asking.
No.
Atlantic's is correct. I thought
Sheeta, yeah.
she wasn't head of the university. I thought she was.
How
the
did I have the answer to that question? That's ridiculous.
What was her rank at the university?
Yeah, it was headmaster.
Oh, see, I wasn't wrong about that. I just forgot her name. Oh, yeah, so Sheeta.
What? Well, we replaced her. We thought she was dead anyway. She's been missing for some time. 2 months, nearly.
That comes to no shock to you, then.
Well, no, but yes, Wiltix took over in a temporary position.
It appears to me that the position will no longer be temporary. I have handed over her decapitated head to Master Lantix, and I assume proper burial procedures will resume once the war is over.
He looks really shocked and surprised. Oh, there was a vote in the council to replace Wiltix. It was given to some young girl. We're all really confused as to why she was given headmaster status, but it happened.
I found Master Wiltix's teachings insufficient anyway. I'm sure she will do a better job.
Yeah, she should be arriving any time now. I'm assuming you guys are done here?
Yeah, Zexel wandered off about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Well, I know what's going to happen, but Elsa's just going to follow Zexel.
Yeah, and as you're walking away, he goes, "Oh, there she is now," and a petite teenage girl is striding up the path, flanked by 2 guards. And as she walks up, very peculiar look to her. She's got a blindfold around her eyes. Small stag horns protrude and sweep back from her forehead. She's got slightly elvish ears. They're pointed. And at that time, she stops. And Elzef, you stop. And then, even though she's got a blindfold, she stares towards you. You stare at her. And there's this weird moment as you pass each other, as if there was a magnifying force between you both. And then she continues walking up the steps, and you walk past her. And then, at that moment, you turn around and look back at her as you reach the bridge. And she's the spitting image of what you looked like when you were young. And that's where we'll end today's session. Alright, okay. Oh, well, there you go, Adrian.